Welcome and thank you for joining us today. On October 6th, the Oklahoma Works Summit was held here in Oklahoma City at the Cox Convention Center, and the OCAST team had an opportunity to participate. There were many great speakers, and we were very excited to learn about all the great things that are happening in workforce development. One of the speakers that spoke that day was Nathaniel Harding, a local businessman and a KIN champion, a key economic network champion in the state. Let's hear what Nathaniel had to say about the event.
Nathaniel Harding, president of Antioch Energy. So I'm involved with Oklahoma Works as a KIN champion because I really believe in the importance of education and getting people into meaningful work. And so I've learned quite a bit about what all is involved and all the efforts behind it. And it's been eye-opening and a lot of fun for me. I've been surprised, pleasantly so, by how many employers are ready and willing to step up and get involved in what we're doing, whether it be providing internships, job shadowing, or otherwise contributing their expertise in the educational environment. I think it's important to kind of see our progress, and so we're in the early phases of Oklahoma Works still, and a big part of that is defining what it is that we actually want to accomplish and how we want to accomplish it. So in subsequent years, it's going to be about checking in on that progress and where to head next. What I would tell a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader now is it's never too early to start seeing what's out there in the community, what's being offered, and really start to engage in the different career paths and how to get there. Ask somebody who's already there, whether they're your parent or a teacher, just somebody who's actually doing a job that you're interested in. Start to ask about how they got there and what are the different ways to get into that industry.
Well, fantastic. It was exciting to hear from Nathaniel and to hear an industry perspective of the workforce needs and all the great things that are happening in the state to address those. Up next, we had an opportunity to hear from Natalie Surely, the Secretary for Workforce and Education in Oklahoma, and also the President of OSU-OKC. Let's hear from Secretary Surely now.
I'm Natalie Surely. I'm the President of OSU in Oklahoma City, and I'm also the Governor's Secretary of Education and Workforce Development. The relationship between business and industry must be strengthened here in Oklahoma, not just so that education knows what industry needs, but so that industry knows what education needs. It's got to be a two-way street. What it looks like to me in the initial stages is sort of this fits and starts. And some people do it really well, and some people maybe not so much. But we have got to get this relationship looking as if it were a smooth superhighway of information going back and forth, relationships going back and forth, and work going back and forth between education and industry. Well, Oklahoma Works, as you know, is the governor's transformational initiative trying to pull together both industry, education, government, all of us working together in with single force to move Oklahoma forward. Well, a summit like this actually puts a pin in where we are today. So we review all of the efforts that have gone on to date, which have been enormous in terms of data collection and understanding where we are, and then looking forward to what is, I think now, the hard work, which is changing the way we think and changing the way we live so that we can compete in a 21st century economy.
Well, some encouraging words from Secretary Surely. We're glad she was able to attend and to participate in the event. Up next, we had an opportunity to speak with Brandon Bastide, the keynote speaker at lunch. He's the Director for Workforce and Education for Gallup. And he had some very interesting insights on what industry and education can do to partner to develop the workforce of tomorrow. Let's hear from Brandon.
Brandon Bastide, Executive Director for Education and Workforce Development at Gallup. Well, one thing industry needs to know about education is, first and foremost, what they want most out of, what they say they want most out of students are students who come to them, not just with an academic track record, but with some sort of internship or work experience relevant to the job they're trying to hire them. That's the number one cited need from employers. Here's what they need to know. This is the big newsflash. Jobs and internships aren't at schools. jobs and internships are offered by employers, right? And so one of the big things that we need employers to step up to the plate to do is to build a relationship with a school, a college, or university, and try to offer as many internship, co-op, apprenticeship programs as they can possibly think to offer. The only way we're going to close that gap is by employers partnering with schools, colleges, and universities to do that. Schools are excited about that, but they need employers to help. The percentage of those who are getting internships right now, having those experiences, is incredibly low, right? Less than 5% of high school students are currently interning with a local organization, and 29% of college graduates say they had a job or an internship or they were able to apply what they were learning while they were in college. So obviously, we've got a lot of room for improvement here. That's actually part of the good news. We've got nowhere to go but up, but we need the help of employers to build real partnering relationships with schools. In many ways, you could almost say every employer in the state should adopt and build a relationship with some educational institution. So the reason why we're so interested in this question of internships where people can apply what they're learning is that we found that those graduates who did have those experiences, it doubles their odds of being engaged in their work over their lifetime, regardless of what kind of job, industry they go into, right? So these are the kinds of experiences that are true game changers in the grand scheme of things. When we look at just evaluating traditional academic success, there's a lot of graduates coming out of college with great academic success that haven't hit the mark on any of these key experiential things like having a long-term project that takes a semester or more to complete. That's another example. All these percentages are less than a third of college graduates hitting the mark on them, yet it doubles their odds of being engaged in work over their lifetime.
Well, some excellent words from Brandon. All in all, the conference was a huge success, and a big thank you to the Office of Workforce Development, the Oklahoma State Chamber, and the Oklahoma Educated Workforce Initiative for putting this together. A big thank you also to Governor Fallon for helping with the event, speaking at the event, and supporting the event. Today, I think we learned that industry, education, and students need to come together and to help overcome the problems that Oklahoma faces in our workforce. But all in all, I think our future is very bright, as we heard today. On behalf of the entire OCAST team, thank you for watching. I'm Chad Mullen.